2 days later, Chris is still talking. It's like, God.
All right. So here we go. We are live. I believe this is session 71.
Moved.
Yeah, that would make sense.
68, 69, 71. Yep.
There we go. And we've like picked up some viewers on YouTube. People have like watched some of the videos, and people have commented on some of the videos.
Yay.
We have one guy
Comments are nice.
we had one guy who's watched our Call of Cthulhu game, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know if I should watch Forbidden Lands next or Pathfinder next." So
Excellent.
hey, yeah.
Welcome.
So yeah, if you happen to be
Holidays
watching
have
this,
been complicated.
yeah,
We love hearing comments.
yeah, comments are great. So yeah, I'll do the like and subscribe this video plug. see if that helps.
Like, subscribe, comment, whatever.
This is definitely my favorite game that we play. I love this game.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah,
We all do
definitely.
this full time, so we need it.
I mean, it feels like full time. I did the math. I'm currently only running 6 games and playing in 4. So
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a gamer household.
but Forbidden Lands. It has been a while. Holidays and holidays and holidays. But we managed to scrape together time in between holidays to have this session. So you guys have defeated the dragon, harvested some dragon parts, and were making your way north to the Dwarven refugees to tell them that you had freed their home. They were free to go back in exchange for them teaching Trustius some of their ancient magics, and hopefully giving you guys access to their forge so that you can use the dragon parts to make a weapon. The plan is to make a weapon that is a housing for the elvish gems that you found. I mean, we're not going to call it an infinity gauntlet, but we'll like scrub the serial numbers off.
I don't think it'll be a gauntlet.
Well, gauntlet's a
It's an
weapon.
infinity.
I mean, I do have Berserker.
Yeah.
Or, what was the other one?
Brawler.
Yeah, which I've never once used.
Now you punched someone once with your head.
Maybe. Once. Once upon a time. Far enough back that I don't remember doing it. And then Desi found her best friend.
But on your way back to the dwarves, you came across an orc army, a very well organized orc army.
Oh yeah.
Not a rampaging horde, but a disciplined military unit. And you decided to go and say hi.
Kinda. That's one way
Is
to
that-
put it.
Is that how we're phrasing it? We decided?
That's how we're phrasing it.
Under escort.
But these orcs, this orcish clan, under the orcish emperor Hiroka, their symbol is a blue flame. And previously, you had found a note tied to a messenger bird that said, "Dear sister, the blue flame has awakened. Beware its wrath." Signed by Brother Knight. So, not sure what exactly is going on there. The orcs seemed relatively hospitable. You learned during interactions with them that they possess the other 2 gems. The other 2 gems they have liberated from Jakuz. And there was some negotiation as to what was going to happen with those 2 gems, whether they were going to give them to you, whether they were going to try to take yours by force. But the Empress, who seems to be the true power behind the throne, has decided to kind of sleep on it and let you know in the morning, as it were. But during the night, you guys are awakened by screams and sounds of battle. As you kind of peek out of your tent, and these dark-winged demonic figures are descending upon the camp in significant numbers. And I think that's where we'll pick up. So as you guys kind of like look out, yeah, there's got to be a dozen or so of these demonic things that are just storming the camp, dropping down out of the skies upon the orcs. Seem to be like enveloping them in like pockets of darkness, from which you can hear muffled screams, and then when the darkness clears, there's like a dead orc. Looks like it's been kind of like frozen solid. Orcs are like running around, gathering weapons, doing their best. Weapons seem to be ineffective as you watch like battle axes and swords and spears are going right through these demonic entities like they're not even there, like they're made of like nothing but fog and darkness.
Oh boy, this is not Caldy's claim to fame here.
We need the gems. Then we need to get out of here.
Can we sneak in and steal gems?
Or possibly you're likely the best choice we have to convince her to give us the gems.
They're kind of distracted at the moment.
And I'd be quick.
Okay, thanks.
It is.
And my stealth is not good enough for this.
Don't steal it. Talk her into giving us the gems. She was humming and hawing already, so.
Do we have to stop these demons first?
I don't think that's possible.
Don't mention you know any magic. She doesn't like sorcerers. That's why she won't tell us her name.
That would make it easier.
Were we disarmed?
With Caldy, it doesn't really matter.
When I talked to her alone, she was giving us the gems to let us do the dirty work. And kind of debating.
Can I get to her?
Like, go down.
Can I get to her to talk to her?
Show you where her tent is.
Yeah. Please. And make sure no demons kill me.
Try not to. Either I could escort you or Lagok could escort you, but he might be kind of busy.
Why don't you escort me? I don't know this Lagok guy.
The orc who led us here. Or who is standing guard at our tent.
Yeah.
All right. I'll tell you with Lagok. Lagok, can I talk to the boss, please?
He's kind of busy right now.
I put my last 2 notes in the chat.
Okay.
Were we disarmed?
Do you mind if Desi takes me over to see her?
Kind of looks at the fighting, and you can see like some torches starting to like light up and stuff to kind of illuminate the area a little bit.
That's good, because right now I'm just seeing a big dark rectangle. Oh, hey! Pockets of light. Excellent.
Light's overrated.
I mean, not for me. Oh dear.
Well, there's so many of them.
Uh-huh. There are indeed.
Caldy can see everything in like, bright as day.
Where's the boss's temp?
Trissy's got to put on the crown and see if that stops the magic. And light a torch. I just don't know if we're in round yet.
Not until you guys actually engage somebody. So yeah, you light up a torch, and you can see in these pockets. It does seem like these demons are staying out of the light, but they may do occasional like swoop down out of the sky. The darkness shuts off the light momentarily, but by and large, they're being more tactical when there's light involved, as opposed to just swarming around.
Do we know anything about these particular demons?
Let's call that a lore roll.
I had a demon book. I do not have it anymore. Would have been handy right about now.
Yeah, you guys aren't entirely sure. I mean, it could be if they are. I mean, it seems like they favor darkness with this like darkness envelope that they seem to be able to exude. They're probably shying away from the light for that reason, but you don't know what effect the light actually has on them. But yes, the Empress's camp or tent is basically across the battlefield.
Let's go.
Let's roll.
Right. So as you guys kind of move out, whichever one of you is the worst at stealth can make a sneak roll.
My roll is 3.
-4. Only because I have high agility. I have no stealth.
-6.
Ooh.
Okatai. All right, I'm going to roll because I'm sure nobody has lower than 3.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Okatai's agility is higher than 3.
I will take that.
So yeah, so you guys kind of pick your way following Caldy. Trustius has a torch lit, so you can kind of see where you're going. And you do see periodically there are some of the orcs that have been felled. Look like they've been frozen solid. Some of the other ones though look like they've been dropped by like claw slashes. So it's not a purely like magical attack. There's like some physical damage inflicted upon the orcs as well. And everywhere you hear like the shouts of battle here and there and everywhere. But you guys carefully pick your way across the battlefield. It seems like the demons are otherwise occupied. Either they can't sense the gems, or Trustius, the helmet is preventing them, or the crown is preventing them from detecting it. You're not sure which, but it seems to be working.
Either way is great.
And when you get across the cart, or the camp to the thing, there are a couple of demons and some orcs in a pitched battle like outside the tent. The demons seem intent on getting in. For all that the weapons don't seem to be affecting them, the demons don't seem to be immaterial. Like they're not passing through the orcs. There is some physical component to them. So the orcs are basically forming like a barricade at the entrance to the tent.
All right. I will try to convince the orcs to let me through. This is urgent. We're going to save everybody's lives. I need to talk to the Empress right now.
The orcs are in no position to even listen to you. They are basically fighting for their lives.
Can I slip past them? Then I want to slip past them.
Give me a move roll.
Fast footwork doesn't count on this, right?
It does not.
I'm pushing. I got to.
Right.
I'll take it.
So as you guys kind of come up to this battlefield, kind of hanging back unless you want to get involved.
No.
And the orcs are, forming a line, holding back these demons. The demons seem to be less mobile in the light. They're not flitting around quite as quickly, and they're not jumping from like shadow to shadow, but they seem intent on getting into that tent, and the orcs are very intent on keeping them out. Caldy kind of slip by, kind of like, catch like the blunt end of a battle axe on your shoulder. You can take the point of damage from the push. But you do get inside the tent. And the Empress is there, and she's basically like in the process of strapping on plate armor.
All right, this is do or die time. These demons are going to overrun and kill everything. None of the weapons are working against them. We got to get the jewels out of here, or all your people are going to die here, including you. Give me the. I'm sneaky. I'm fast, and I am not powerful, but I have powerful friends. Give me the gems. We'll get them out of here. Before the demons even know they're gone. Once they figure out they're gone, they'll try to find us, but they won't. And I will give my best manipulation drama performance. This is no time to think. We got to do this right now, or we're all gonna, or all your people are gonna die.
Give me a manipulation roll.
That's what I got. I pushed that. Guys, do you want me to push? Do you want me to push that? Or... It's 1/6.
You're gonna have to.
Can I push it?
You can if you like.
Oh no.
Ouch!
That was our best shot. Caldy is useless for a bit, except for wits now.
She kind of looks at you, looks down at you, as she's like strapping this plate armor on. She's like, I don't think so.
Then we'll take it from your corpse. Enjoy. And he bows and kind of points his hand out to the outside the tent.
Right. In the meantime, what are the rest of you doing? You just standing and watching the fight? The demons do not seem interested in you at all. They seem intent on getting into the tent. And there are like more and more orcs running to kind of fill in the line as orcs fall.
Desi was kind of keeping close to Caldy until he went inside. She is not engaging. But if something touches her...
For the record... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, she's waiting. Can I hear Caldy?
Probably not over the din of battle, no.
Damn. Okay. I'll know
as soon as she leaves, I'm looting the place. It's like I have no idea if she's got the gems on her or what, but as soon as she walks out that thing, I'm looting this place.
I'm not comfortable as
That was really robotic.
I gotta do something.
That was fine.
What's Trustius doing?
I think I'm gonna try to move forward and see if the crown has any effect on these.
So as you kind of move forward to get within, I mean, you have to get pretty close to the demons. You have to be within like near distance. But as you kind of move forward, the demon's form does seem to solidify slightly. And at that moment, like an orc's battle axe like catches the demon and connects solidly.
Desi, keep them off me.
Oh, okay. Don't engage them.
I don't have any intention to.
They seem pretty intent on killing orcs right now. So yes, I will now be guarding Trustius. Since Caldy is busy filling a bag with stuff.
Well, the Empress hasn't left yet. Like, as long as Caldy's in the tent, she's like... kind of glaring at him with the, like, you can leave now look.
He's just a sound cross-legged. So, I ain't going out there. Out there is death.
Well, she will walk up to Caldy. She'll kind of look down at him. And then she'll kick him really, really hard.
I will dodge.
Oh no.
Oh.
She'll push. Only one success, though.
Dodge is move, right?
Yep. If you go to your combat tab and click down to the bottom, there's a dodge button.
So there is. It's been so long. Fast footwork, standing dodge. I guess that's all I get. Standing dodge, right?
And fast footwork.
My fast footwork's 2. We'll just do it this way. Ow!
So she connects all. You can roll for your armor.
You might be using your little Christmas present coupon.
Oh, your chainmail does absorb the blow.
I'll play dead.
Alright, so you flop over dead. She'll just grab you by the ankle and drag you outside. She doesn't want a corpse stinking up her sleeping area.
Alright.
Outside, though, she kind of looks around at the battle. The orcs. She sees, as Trustius moves closer and these weapons are, the orcish weapons are having effect. And basically, between the light and the crown, the demons do seem greatly, greatly weakened.
All right. As soon as she engages with the enemy, I'm crawling back into the pamphlet.
Oh no, she's an empress. She doesn't engage. Armor is for protection. But yeah, you guys can fairly easily, assuming you want to, basically bolster the orcs so that they can hold this area, and eventually they will drive off the demons.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Okatai's saying in chat that his voice isn't working, but he wanted to engage too.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Between the crown and the torch, and once the orcs see that the light seems to be having some sort of effect as well, they start like 4 or 5 orcs are like lighting torches and just kind of dropping them on the ground, while other orcs are fighting. And eventually you can drive off the demons. And that, once it's done, the Empress will just kind of like look down at Caldy and say, "This one refused to leave my tent when asked. My apologies."
I'll kind of look up and wink. It's a good kick.
So the small one mentioned that you're still interested despite this.
We're
Yeah.
interested because of this.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I know a way to kill Jakku, as I said before.
Well, come inside and let's discuss things then.
You are welcome.
And she'll just kind of, she motions to the orcs and says something in Orcish, basically the equivalent of like, you know, gather the dead, prepare them for burial. And she just turns and goes back into her tent, like she just expects you to follow her.
Trustius, with his 10 willpower, will stride right behind her.
Oh, dear God. Is Culdy inside or outside the tent right now?
Well, she dragged him outside the tent, so.
Oh. Are you going back
I
in?
just follow everybody else now.
Okay.
I'll get it.
I have one
Okay.
empathy.
We got 2 words from you, Yorick. Try again.
Poor guy.
I don't know that's not working with sound, but
Oh, that
That's
works.
There
what
you are.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's the best you've ever sounded.
damn it.
Stay
Now,
nice.
if we only knew why.
Look to the north, Yorick. Look to the north.
I'm gonna keep that position, like my foot in the air and all.
Don't move.
Like an old rabbit ears antenna.
For anybody who might be
He's sailing.
listening, Yorick is joining us from like halfway around the world.
Yeah.
Are you still in Norway?
Yeah, I'm still in Norway.
Excellent.
I mean, we do have viewers on some of our other videos that are from Sweden, so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna up there before I leave.
So the Empress just walks back into her tent, pours herself some wine.
I'll get in.
So enlighten me as to what your plan might be, because we all know that having multiple of these gems is dangerous.
Mm-hmm. We've had multiple for a while now.
My intent is to collect them all, forge a weapon, and kill the demon.
It's an admirable plan.
We have the pieces. Soon we'll have access to the forge. I believe this is our best chance.
Certainly the best option I've heard.
Fewer dead orcs. They'll be busy chasing us.
Oh. Just because my people were bred for being expendable doesn't mean that we prefer it, so there is some merit there.
Exactly. Nobody wants to be fodder.
Even
Some of us
just to
are
imprison him, we require all the gems. We know this. Putting him in a cage did not work last time. My intention is to end him.
And then what?
Didn't your husband want the job?
Well, he has aspirations. Not to be a a god, but to bring portions of this land under our control.
It's entirely likely that his brain will know. But I did say that he could attempt it.
And you wouldn't have to put up with Phalora and Fari anymore. I know what they're like when they're pissy and snarly and cranky. Yeah. And the dream thing is just a pain in the ass sometimes. If they're not getting along with you. And the insisting on getting their own way. That's also kind of annoying.
I find it quaint. Nobody's insisted they get their own way with me in quite some time.
Yeah, I could see that, but...
Caldy kind of rubs his jaw and says, I wonder why.
Every orc that's died here is currently in hell. I've seen it. The only way to free them is to kill the god.
She kind of looks at you. She seems to be like mulling over things.
Before we go through with this, I'd like to have a word with your husband.
Why?
If he's wishing to take Jakku's place, I want to know who he is. And what the Blue Flame told him.
Oh, that he was destined to rule.
However briefly.
He has no interest in becoming a god. But he is interested in being an emperor.
In the coup.
I believe our intention is to leave this island when we can.
Well, I mean, if you do so, that would certainly be beneficial to us. Those of you with these sort of tendencies can get in the way of empire building.
These sort of tendencies? We have tendencies?
You're either a foolish hero if you think that you can build a weapon to kill Jakkus, or you're just plain foolish. Either way, I'd prefer to not have to deal with that.
That's fair.
I mean, I can be a problem for you building an empire if you try to take the little piece I have on this island from me.
Depends where that piece is.
I mean, you'd rather not give your name because, you know, some of us know of magic. I'd rather not tell you where I live since you're in front of an army binding on conquering the world.
That's fair.
But if you try to take that little bit of freedom from me, we're gonna have a problem. And I'd rather let you do whatever you want with the rest of the island. I just want my peace.
You intend to stay, do you?
I don't know where I'll go.
Me neither.
I do have some elves that need to give me an apology.
I am just here for the money and not to be consumed by a demon. That's all I'm looking forward to. A little bit of treasure, remove the curse, kill Jakkus. I'm out of here.
Well, then I believe we can have an agreement. Once you've killed Jakuz, you'll leave. You won't interfere with our plans. That sounds like a fine plan.
As long as I'm leaving with a little bit of wealth, that's perfectly fine by me. But I only speak for me. Looking out for number one here.
I assure you I will leave this island at the first opportunity.
And then she'll look at Desi.
What? I've got no plans. I only half expect to live that long, so I don't worry about it.
That's fair. I believe we have an agreement. And as your warrior friend here says, I'd much rather have the demons chasing you than my people.
Yeah, don't blame me for that. We're kind of used to
I won't
it.
interfere with your empire making if you agree to leave me and my people alone.
Well, that's a bridge we'll cross when we get to it.
Yeah, we kind of have to live through stuff first.
True. Very
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Just-
good that the eventual intention is out there. Like, it's great to let people know if you have plans. I'm not bothering because.
I mean, I just don't want it to be a surprise if, for some reason, this goes well and I become a thorn.
That's.
I'd rather play cards on. I'm gonna try to keep it that way.
And given the whole size of the island, I mean, the area that we kind of claim is pretty small.
I mean, nothing that would prevent an empire from forming whatever they want to do.
Mm.
We have an agreement. And she'll take off like her cloak clasp. And she'll pass that over. And the breastplate of her armor.
Who's taking them?
Well, she hands them
What were they before?
She hands them to Trustius.
Oh.
He'll put on the clasp and put on the armor, assuming I can carry it.
The armor is actually the armor. The armor
It's way too big, though.
The armor is surprisingly light. One sec here.
If it's lighter than heavy, then
It is. It is actually a light art item.
oh wow!
Nice.
Finally, a full plate that makes sense.
Give me one sec here.
And that leaves
Said
one.
you-
Does he?
You said you changed the form of them? What were they before?
This was a full set of armor, and this previous and the clasp was previously an hourglass. They still retain the same
Okay.
capabilities.
when you're Desi lean closer to Trustius when you're talking to them. Fari is the one in the armor, and Phalora is the one that used to be an hourglass and is now a clip clasp.
I think we should talk to them separately.
I imagine. I still haven't had a chance to sleep to let anybody know that we've found them.
You'll know soon enough.
Yes, they will.
And one of them's a traitor.
Not that I recall. The crown. The
One
one in
in
the
the
crown.
Yeah, we need to figure out which one.
Well, we know which one. I don't know what gem corresponds to who. Like, we'll have to dismantle stuff. Have separate conversations with things.
Or collectively.
I mean, toss them all in a room and let them sort it out.
That was one.
Letting them get to know each other, slowly.
They know each other. They've likely known each
Yeah.
other for hundreds of years.
True. They used to. Time changes things. For most people. Maybe it doesn't for elves. You guys are weird. Anyway, thank you, Empress. That's great. We would love to leave as soon as possible.
We should at least stay the night and get some rest.
That might also be a really good idea, actually. Yeah. There's a lot of walking to get here.
Well, His Majesty the Emperor allows me a discussion to speak of this blue flame?
He's not interested in talking to you. Whatever message you would like to, whatever message you have, I will be sure to pass on to him.
I'm still curious to see if I'd be willing to believe in his cause.
Oh, she can tell you what his cause is, I'm sure. And Desi will kind of glance over at the Empress and then back at Okatai. He doesn't make his own decisions.
Oh, I know that.
Well,
I am keenly aware.
That is not entirely true. He makes many of his own decisions.
I'm not judging. More power to you.
I provide guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Justice will nod like he understands. Been there, lady, right? You know, just I get you. It's exhausting.
I just want to know what this blue flame stands for, and I want to know what this empire stands for.
Well, for a long while, my people were subjugated, and now my husband believes that we should be in charge. And I see no need to dissuade him of that argument.
I don't want to persuade him of anything. I just want to know if we can be friends.
We can be acquaintances.
My people have had a rough batch, too, if I can say so. I'd rather we be allies than we be enemies.
Well, if your people were more than just you, we would be open to negotiation. Unless you speak
So
for
from
more
what-
Wolfkin.
Yeah, it's not only me as a Wolfkin on this island.
Do you speak for the others?
See what we have to say about you first. I guess I'll have to be an official ambassador in their name before I know what to expect of your people.
There we go. Perhaps now you have a goal. But we would be open to negotiations with the Wolfkin tribes.
Glad to hear it. Just hoping that I'd have something to tell them about you.
Tell them that the orcs are on the move and we are interested in bringing portions of the island under our control, and we're curious whether the Wolfkin would like to join us or not. We'll keep it simple.
Sounds fair. And this blue flame only wants for him to be great and him to be king. No value, no request from the people.
I honestly don't believe the blue flame actually spoke to him, but he believes it does, and that's enough.
I'm pretty sure the blue flame has power. I've met her before. I'm just not sure what it stands for. It doesn't mean it had spoken to your husband, though. But I would really like to understand what it wants.
Perhaps you should
Especially
ask
if an empire is forming under its name. Yeah, our last conversation didn't go as well as I'd hoped.
Oh.
If we had an avatar of the blue flame fighting and working in its name, maybe it would have been an easier conversation. But I understand that it won't be so.
Well, all of this politics has made me weary. You can be off in the morning.
I do need sleep.
Thank you, Empress. We will let you know once we're successful.
Thank you. And as you make your way back across the camp, you see the orcs have basically gathered a bunch of the bodies. Seem to be building like a pyre.
I will observe whatever rituals they go to, if they have any religious thing going on.
It doesn't
or
seem
any
to,
manifestation of the blue flame when they do their thing.
it doesn't seem to be religious in any way. It's more utilitarian. It's easier to burn a body than it is to dig graves.
Yeah.
And there's less things for necromancers to raise.
Feeling called out here.
Yeah, really.
I haven't raised anyone in like 30 sessions. You make one death knight, everyone gets excited.
Right, but yeah, you guys can make your way back across to your tent. And decide what you'd like to do.
Ryzen, quick recap. We figured out a way to use the crown to help the orcs defeat the demons and talk the Empress into giving us the gems, and now we're having it.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I had the volume up on Foundry for some reason to stupid loud.
Yeah, sure. We have the gems from the Empress. We killed the demons with the help of the orcs, and we're going to bed.
Okay, thank you.
If some of you want to sleep, you can go for it. I'm gonna stand guard.
Oh, thank you.
I don't understand how you can get so tired looking when all you were gonna do was go in and talk.
I'm an old man. I get an old man's pain.
I mean, he got kicked us quite hard in
Oh.
the face.
Yeah, the kick, that's valid.
An
Getting
imperial
kicked
kick.
is never pleasant.
Pulled his shoulders, scooting past the guards to get into the tent.
I plan on hanging out and watching, standing guard, making sure we don't get double crossed through the night.
All right.
I managed to get a chat with other guards. I will. Or just watching and listening.
There's guards patrolling around, they're engaging in idle chit chat amongst themselves. Talking about when are we gonna get another poker game together, and just basically idle chit chat as they kind of walk their patrols.
It don't seem like religious zealot at all.
They don't seem religious in the slightest.
I mean, that blue flame killed me because of who I am, so I'm very suspicious of it.
But yeah, they don't seem to be religious. There's no overt talk of religion. There's no the emperor thinks that a burning bush talked to him. He must be crazy. Why are we following him? There's none of that. Just the idle chit chat of guards wasting away the hours.
That's night for me.
Yeah, they are very professional when they walk their rounds. They they kind of work in pairs. Definitely have assigned patrol routes. There's overlap. It's a well organized, well disciplined watch order.
Maybe we should split the jam for the night if somebody wants to try to sleep and speak with them.
I expect if we stay together, then we could all speak.
Oh yeah. I'm standing guard, but you guys can sleep and try to see if you can get something out of that. And get some rest at the same time. Just not sure we're not gonna get double crossed, so I'd rather stay up.
All
right. Is Tress keeping the crown on while he sleeps?
No.
Okay.
Chris, can I ask a quick question about the recap I read that I missed?
Yep.
Did we see Trestius being handed the gems by the orc?
Oh yeah, she specifically handed them directly to him. It's a breastplate and a cloak clasp.
Did he have any noticeable change in demeanor, like a Bilbo or Frodo, my precious, or anything that I could discern?
You can make an insight roll, actually. No, you're pretty confident, giving Tressius's complete lack of empathy, that he'd be really, really bad at hiding any sort of emotional outburst. You're confident that there's been no effect upon him.
Okay.
He literally cannot even roll empathy.
Yeah,
I mean, I still think he's a megalomaniac, but there was nothing to make him immediately go, "Oh, it's time to put old Yeller down."
Yeah, so there's certainly nothing more than what you already suspected. You're confident that he hasn't gotten any worse.
Okay, Raceland.
Ha!
All right. Anything else folks want to do before crashing for the night?
Nope, just crash.
Does Trustius think he's safer with the crown on or off?
You're confident that for whatever reason the demons didn't notice you, even though you had more gems than the Empress did, while you had the crown on.
So better wear that then.
Yes. It seems as though the magical dampening effect also affects the ability for Jakuz to find the gems.
Oh, right. So Trustius is decked out.
Do anybody else wanted to try to speak with either the armor or the brooch?
My thought was that I would take Brith and hopefully bring everyone in, and if not, then at least we'd all be together.
Just be careful what you send with all of them in there, because I think one of them might be reporting to Jakuz. Don't know how, but fear it.
One of the ones in the crown.
Yeah, I don't know how she could send information to Jakuz, but I feel like she is.
That is what we were thinking, yes.
Yep.
Brieth really doesn't like you. Like, consistently, always doesn't like you.
At some point, she's going to have to get over that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Do we really want to do a big get together before we try to speak with them separately, or?
It seems
I think-
to be the fastest way.
I think telling Andra that we have them and getting information from her about how to deal with them would be better. You know,
Yeah.
since she's nice and she knows them. And she's usually fairly willing to talk.
All right.
I'm just...
I mean, we still have a few days travel towards the dwarf. We have a few nights in front of us, so we can split that into different nights.
Yeah. I can try to talk to her tonight. Sometimes I want to dream about her and don't, and sometimes I don't want to, and there she is. So, yeah, I could try. And we can do whatever other chatting we'd like to do with unknowns when we're not surrounded by an entire camp of orcs.
Well, I do
Good
have to
news is-
sleep, and I do need to wear this crown, so...
Maybe Cultia let you borrow his bedroll so it's not quite as uncomfortable. Because that thing looks like a nightmare to sleep in. No
It'll be
pun
fine.
intended.
All right. We'll see everyone in the morning.
All right. Night passes uneventfully. There is no attempt from the gems to contact you, and if you try to dream of them, everything is like kind of like staticky. It's like when you were like younger and you're trying to watch the pay TV channels and your parents didn't pay for them.
So we see scrambled elf boobies.
Oh God, no.
Yeah, like they're trying to make the connection, or you're trying to make the connection, but it doesn't seem possible.
So I can't talk to Andra. Weird.
Not so much. Crown's probably blocking.
Probably.
More importantly, can we hit the rest button?
Everybody can hit the rest button.
I feel so much more useful.
You don't have to roll for food and water because the orcs will feed you.
Oh wow. Hospitality even.
When there's food for 500, there's food for 502.
That's right.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, they've got more food this morning than they had yesterday anyway. Because there are fewer orcs. I mean...
Sorry, because why?
There are fewer orcs than there were yesterday. They can afford to feed us.
But yeah, you guys are invited to share a meal and like the kind of with the common orcs and stuff. They're kind of busy like striking camp, getting ready to move on.
Hey Chris, can I ask a question about one of the talents?
Yep.
Since Berserker doesn't have like tiers to it, does it still only go up to 3?
No. I mean, there's not much sense in having it higher than your highest attribute because that's what you get back when you're broken. But you could have like 5 ranks of Berserker if you wanted to.
Yeah, so I'm looking at what to start spending XP on next, and that might have appeal to me. It's either that or skills. So
I didn't think that was an option. If that's an option.
Yeah, I mean, it's super expensive, but it's an option.
Yeah, I mean, a 4th level
Sorry, what was that?
nice.
It's expensive because it's still like 3, 6, 9, and then it would be like 12 and then 15, but it's an option. But yeah, the orcs generally leave you to your business, you know, after like, you know, perfunctory conversation over breakfast. You can Okata, you can tell that they are planning to head east.
East.
Well, there's a town called Hythe that you might want to visit.
Yeah, I might have been already raised by angry dwarf.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a dwarven necromancer who was headed in that direction.
Oh, yeah.
But they are going toward our village at some point.
Oh, the guy with the gingerbread cookies, man, things is to the east of here, isn't he? Pretty sure.
Yes, he's almost due east of here.
Hmm. Sorry, I'm just getting this image of all these little cookies running around. Orcs trying to stomp on them.
I thought you were going to ask about going back and getting a gingerbread army.
I mean, I had this
thinking
really weird
about it.
dream one night. Thankfully, not an Andra dream, but yeah, it was weird. But there was a gingerbread army. I was really kind of relieved to wake up.
All right. So, which direction are you guys headed?
Northeast or west, I guess.
Yeah, because
If we're going east, we'll go northwest.
Probably a good idea.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's faster to come down since we've already explored some of these hexes.
All right. So I will need a lead the way roll and a scouting roll.
I can lead the way.
We want to go west.
Northwest.
Northwest into the hex we haven't visited yet.
I think Caldy's our secondary scout. He's just AFK for a second.
I can lead the way.
Well, my scouting is 4.
Mine's only... Oh yeah, mine's 4 as well.
I got
But
5.
your dice are more trustworthy than mine.
Am I rolling scouting, or did somebody already do that?
No, go ahead. 0 successes, no banes there, Okatai.
Could you push it for me?
Caldy's getting his butt kicked today, and he hasn't done it.
You're thinking too much.
I'm just out of practice.
Oh, so it is hard going.
I'm not stressed anymore. I have the talent that make that if I fail, I can just spend the will and succeed.
Ooh, nice.
So I cannot get lost anymore.
So yeah, you guys travel on. It's kind of nice to get on the move again, pressing through the woods and into the foothills of the mountains. You know that the dwarven refugees, when you last saw them, were just kind of to the northeast of your current location. But Caldy, as you're scouting ahead through the forest and through the trees, you kind of catch up above you in the trees, like rope bridges, kind of going through the canopy, through the trees. And even though down at the ground level, it's like a nice calm summer day, up around where the rope bridges are, you can see the leaves moving in a slight breeze.
I'll go over to Okatai and say, point out the rope bridges and the leaves and stuff. Isn't that an elf thing?
Not just elf, but somebody's living up there. Show me where you saw that. I'm gonna go take a look.
Yeah, I'll show.
Okay. So yeah, you look up and there are definitely like worked rope bridges between different tree branches. Some of them have like wooden planks. Some of them are just like suspended ropes. They're all probably about a good 20, 30 feet off the ground. You do see, as you look up, there's like little birds flying around them, like squirrels running back and forth on the ropes.
Does that seem abandoned, or?
No, actually, it looks like it is well cared for.
Okay.
Are there footprints on the ground?
None.
I might be wrong, but I have a little druidic feel about all this. So I'm gonna try to do a greeting. So do not tread on somebody's territory.
I was going to ask, is there any signs of like tents or small huts or, basically place to live up there?
Give me a scouting roll. You don't see any signs of one. And okay, you kind of like. So, what do you do for your greeting?
I'm gonna go in a druidic fashion and find a log or something that is down, to knock on it, to like make a sound that is definitely not natural, so they know that somebody's there, and then make a call. Wolf can call.
So Zoktai kind of like does this druidic greeting. A very kind of almost like melodious female voice from up above. It's like, who is it?
Sorry, I didn't intrude.
Oh,
Passing through your woods.
oh, these aren't my woods. And kind of like out of this very well camouflaged treehouse. It's kind of like shimmers slightly as it comes into existence, definitely hidden by magic, which is why Ryzen didn't see it. But this like 30-ish-year-old redheaded female kind of like pokes her head out of a window. It's like, visitors. Would you like tea? I just put some on.
What race does she appear to be?
Human.
That's some very impressive
Sorry,
magic you have.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry, I lost connection for a minute.
Thank you. I do. I do my best. Would you care for tea? I have scones as well. Like, of course you do. You're travelers. Travelers would always like to stop for tea. And she kind of like waves her hand, and like a rope bridge descends from like where her treehouse is. Kind of like unrolls down to where you guys are.
Well, if you guys don't mind, I'd love to have a chat with the lady.
Yeah? She doesn't seem like she wants to kill you. Sure.
She seems to
I'd
be in
quite-
the same
I'd quietly
faction
say
as the
yes.
guy who made the gingerbread man. The people in the middle of the wood offering tea.
It. I mean, if I lived alone in the woods, I'd probably be really keen to talk to people just walking by too, but.
Well, exactly. I don't get many visitors.
Jeez. Yeah.
I really love the trick about hiding the place where she's. So I'm kind of curious.
There's a halfling guy, like, east of here, who is a baker. In the middle of the woods. You know, if you ever want something to go with your tea.
His food is delicious.
Oh,
So I'm gonna go up.
do you mean Melkar?
I think that was his name.
But yay tall, thin red beard, white clothing, baker's hat.
Yeah, exactly. That's them.
Yeah.
Oh, we're no longer speaking.
Oh.
But come in.
I'm gonna go up that ladder.
Okay. And as you, Okatai, as you climb up the ladder, the smell of tea and fresh baked goods is very strong.
As somebody who's got a little bit of alchemy or whatever, do I smell anything that could be untoward, like a poison or something?
No, actually, it smells like tea. And as you guys get up, actually, is anybody other than Okatai climbing up?
I'm not climbing. Crap.
Do you want to boost up there?
No. I'll stay down here with the safe with the other people.
Well, I'm going up.
Okay.
Strap me to your back and I'll go with you.
So Okatai and Ryzen both went up?
I haven't gone up yet.
Okay.
Justice will go up.
I haven't decided if I'm going up.
Yeah, me neither. How high do they seem to be? Like, how high up does she seem to be?
About 20, 30 feet. It's hard to judge exactly.
Do I feel like falling 30 feet today?
If you have to debate that question, then there are problems. You never want to fall 30 feet.
I mean, you never want to fall any feet.
It's more of
The
a
only thing you want to
weighing.
fall in is a nice comfy bed.
Yeah, but that's like way off from here.
And not from 30 feet either.
Depends on how comfy the bed is. It's kind of a weighing, like, do I trust delicious tea? Or do I think I'm going to end up falling 30 feet to the ground?
The other question is, if a couple of us go up there, would they and they get into trouble, how easy is it going to be for us to get up there to bail their asses out?
Yeah.
I definitely want the tea on what's up with the bitching with Melkor.
Unfortunately, this is one of those situations where if even one of us wants to go up there, we should all go up there so we have each other's backs.
Yeah, if Caldy's going and Trustius is going, I should probably go too.
For the paranoid amongst you, she unfurled the rope without touching it, so if something goes apeshit up there, she might be able to roll the ladder back up.
Yeah, that's bad.
Alright, I like the ladder. I'm brave. Very brave, Sparkly.
Perfect. And yeah, as you guys climb up, it leads up to basically like a little, like one of the rope bridges with the boards across the bottom, so it's a little bit wider, a little bit sturdier. Still sways a little bit.
It's like Endor, but without Ewoks.
Exactly. And there's a bunch of like the local
Mandalorian.
the local wildlife is just watching you.
Well, there's our Ewoks or Snow White.
And yeah, this woman kind of comes out of this hut. She's like I said, probably in her early 30s. She's got like long red hair that's done up in fairly ornate braids, like French braid, like up on top of her head. So it's she is dressed like in like a black dress, probably homemade. Come inside.
Is she human?
She is human.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm not sure if I got your name. I'm Ryzen.
Oh, my name is Astrid. Come.
Glad to make your acquaintance.
Yes.
Does her name ring a bell at all?
No, it does not. In as much as Astrid is a moderately common human name. And so as she basically comes out, greets you, and then she turns back in, and you can see like through the door, she's like tidying up a little bit. There's like overstuffed armchairs. There's ornate rugs. The hut is a fair size. Like it's not TARDIS-y. It's not bigger on the inside. But the way that it's crafted out of the trees, it is fairly substantial. Still one room, but a fairly large one room.
Oh, that's quite the nice setup you got here, Astrid.
Thank you. I've worked on it for quite some time. Come inside.
Can take a seat.
Yep. The inside is piled high with teacups. Like every flat surface has like teacups and saucers on it. Some of them are obviously sets, some of them are not. But it's like if she was a hoarder who only collected tea sets. The only thing other than that she appears to collect are the fiddles hanging on the walls.
Okay.
Caldy, those fiddles, those are all handcrafted masterworks. It's like if a room was wallpapered in Stradivarius violins.
Oh my god! And gold? Are we? We're not getting a fiddling contest here, are we?
No. Unless you play. If you play, I would love to hear.
Hey, Chris, can I do a lore check? I'd like to know if there's...
zero, so I don't think I can play.
Sorry, was that a lore check?
Yeah, I want to do a lore check. Is there any kind of creatures that have a tendency to, I don't know, steal fiddles from travelers or steal musical instruments?
Other than a devil at a crossroads?
Yeah, I know. I mean, if we die to a hillbilly from Georgia on this island, then so be it. Hillbilly death.
Yeah, you can make a lore roll.
No, I'm not pushing. I'm already down with.
She's got a wide variety of teas. She's got a kettle that seems to be constantly just boiling over the fire. And even though it's not a large kettle, she easily serves all of you who want some tea anyway, without having to refill it or anything. It's been so long since I had visitors.
Have you ever played the fiddle, Risen?
Yeah, probably casually at some point. I was more of a rhymer and dancer than anything, as I demonstrated my dancing on many an occasion to Desi.
Yes, I do remember.
Yeah, can't forget.
Oh, I would love to see your dance.
Well,
you
if you insist,
remember
my lady,
now.
and I will break out into a dance.
Oh, dear God. We're about to get kicked out of a tree.
I'm not touching the tea, by the way. N-O, no. I just start breaking out into a into a interpretive dance that Desi loved before to try to snap her out of whatever she had going on in that day.
Okay. So yeah, Astrid is
I'm
quite
going to
appreciative.
drink the tea,
It is
and I'm going to
very
go
good
along
tea.
the walls and look at all the different. I'll examine the different violins and ones that I will compliment and another great. I'll compliment on her on them and kind of roll off like I'm a know too much guy and know it all, even though I can't play a damn thing.
Yeah, each of these violins is probably worth as much gold as you've made your entire time here on the island. There are like violins here, like from different cultures, from like different parts of the world. All of them handmade, and each of them an individual work of art.
Super cool.
And she will serve tea to everybody. Everybody waits while Caldy gulps this down. He doesn't die.
Our canary.
And he dies from.
So what brings you by?
We're looking for dwarven refugees.
Oh, the dwarves. Yes. Lovely people.
You happen to know where they are?
I think their camp is... She kind of like spins around kind of like absently and then points in a direction that's kind of vaguely northward.
You must not have many visitors around here.
I don't see hardly any people. I mean, it's okay, really, for the most part.
I mean, if you set up here, you must desire a bit of tranquility.
Well, you ever think that you want something and then you get it and you realize that you don't actually really want it, but by then you're kind of committed?
Yeah, I get
I
it.
expect I'll learn that soon.
Well,
Eventually, they grow up and move out. Though.
I mean, it gives me a chance. Gives me a chance to practice my magic. So there's that.
Oh, what kind of magic do you do?
I play music.
Dissy will kind of look over at Trustius like, I'm just gonna say it because you're about to anyway.
I play music on the fiddles, and I'm really good at telling people's fortune. That's once you're done your tea, if you would pass me a cup, I'll tell you your fortune.
Is that how you
I will
hit
pass
that
her my
place?
cup.
Sorry, what was that, Okadai?
Is that how you hit this place?
Oh, I have an agreement with some tree spirits. They do favors for me. I do favors for them. You know, one must endeavor to be a good neighbor.
Yeah. That's a good philosophy. It's curious. Trying to keep everybody safe while we travel is always a task.
And as Caldy kind of passes her his empty cup, she'll kind of like stare into it. She gets this kind of look on her face. She kind of looks over at Caldy. She looks back at the leaves. She says, I see a dead king sitting on a throne. But I don't think it was you, so it's probably okay.
Might be one of our
I've
friends.
never wanted to be.
Well, then if you're not a king, you don't have to worry about it. Somehow you're involved in the death of a king sitting upon his throne, though, so hopefully he was a bad king.
Was he dead, not moving, or dead and still doing his thing?
He was dead.
Yeah, that doesn't mean as much to some people.
Oh, maybe. Emmeline would know more about that, but I'll not really on speaking terms with her right now.
Is that your sister?
Yeah.
I'm out of game trying to remember. We met the woman in a cart, and she said she was looking for her sister, but I don't
Yep,
remember
she
her
did.
name.
I'm
Was
looking.
it Astrid? I think it was Astrid.
I don't have Astrid anywhere else in my notes. I'm looking for Emmeline.
It's hard out of game to try to remember everything, and I don't have my notes because I'm not on my computer tonight.
The name of the woman that you met before was Mortilla.
Okay.
Oh, good. Yes, I just found it. I don't think she mentioned her sister's name.
No, she didn't.
How do people get out of speaking terms? He seems to have a beef with this Mordecai. Have people been rude?
I don't know who that is.
Sorry, not Mordecai.
Emily?
The
No, the baker.
The halfling. The baker.
Oh, Melkar. Melkar
Have people been rude to you?
He's a little standoffish. I don't know. Have you met him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he offered us pastry when we were coming by.
Yeah, he's a little off his rocker. I think he spends too much time alone with his baked goods. I mean, don't get me wrong. I spend a lot of time alone too, so I know how this sounds coming from me. But at the same time, I don't make baked goods that come to life. So
yeah, good. Okay, so we all know about that. Excellent. I was trying not to say anything because I didn't know if you knew, and I didn't want to. Yeah.
People should not mess with magic they don't understand.
It's pretty creepy shit.
Nothing good.
Do you know where that magic is from?
How do you understand it without actually trying to learn it and do it?
Well, there's ways. I mean, usually you find an instructor, and then the instructor teaches you the stuff without actually teaching you actual magic, so you understand the risks and repercussions. And then you understand those, and then you understand how cause and effect and causation. And then eventually you can probably maybe cast spells.
Whoa. That sounds like there's this concept of responsible magic use. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's kind of what I've been taught. You need to make sure that you don't destroy everything when you do that.
Exactly. Magic is so easy to go out of control.
I'll just stick with swords.
I try to be careful.
I tried both ways, and they both seem to work great for me.
I personally try to be careful, but I cannot swear that everybody does.
There's a lot of bad magic in the world.
Yeah, I've
Is there
seen
bad
that.
magic, or is it just the person wielding it and what they intend to do with it?
No, there's bad magic. There's magic that can corrupt you.
I've seen magic that I cannot imagine what they could be used for good. It might be me lacking imagination.
So I mean, it's not necessarily like evil magic. I mean, evil implies intent, but there's definitely bad magic. Just like there's some mushrooms that you can make into tea, and there's some mushrooms that you make into tea if you want to kill your opponent. But those ones there, I pass those to Zora. Zora knows what to do with those more than I do.
Zora's a neighbor.
Oh, she's another one of my sisters. She's an alchemist. She's got a hut not far from here. Not on the ground.
Me and Risen have been experimenting with alchemy, trying to understand it. It has been a complex journey.
Oh, Zora knows all kinds of stuff about alchemy. She knows how to make poisons. She knows how to fix poisons. She knows how to make things that make you stronger. She knows how to make things that turn you into animals. She knows how to make things that turn you back from being an animal. She knows how to cure diseases. She knows how to give people diseases.
That would probably be a very interesting conversation we could have with her.
That'd be really handy
She
for
seems
some
pretty
of
cool.
us who have problems that linger.
I mean, I've been trying to make a poison to kill a demon, so having some input from somebody who's no better could be interesting.
Zora would probably know.
And maybe a cure for me and Trustius.
Oh,
Yes.
why, are you guys sick?
A little bit.
Yeah, blood demon. We managed a cure to prevent it from being contagious, but they still got some of the side effect.
I don't know anything about demons.
Some kind of magic disease. It's contained for now, but not cured.
Zora might know.
I'd be curious to have a talk with her if she would have us.
Well, I mean, she's not super friendly with outsiders, but she does see more people than I do. Probably because she's on the ground and I'm not. But but her hut's like, I don't know, maybe a mile that way.
If we mentioned that we met you, would that be good or bad?
Oh yes, we're friends. We get along.
Okay.
Good. You said you had some ability to predict the future and see beyond the sight?
I can read your tea
right?
leaves. Yes. So drink up and let me see.
Okudai will finish his draught and pass the cup.
Right. So she'll stare at the leaves. So gonna look. Quizzical. See, I see a man clad in green, bringing the end of the era and ushering in a new one.
I'll have to keep a close eye on people wearing green. If I may be so bold to ask, was the magic you use of druidic nature?
I don't know.
Did the tree teach you?
No. My older sister taught me.
One of the teacher I met taught me how to turn into a bird. But I know there is still much for me to learn. I'm always curious when I meet other people who talk with the trees.
Yeah. Mab taught me, but I don't think she would teach you. And I'm not talking
That's
to her
fair.
anyway. So.
No, you might have had a few advice for me.
Oh, Mab has gotten crotchety in her old age.
Does the name Mab ring any bell for me?
No.
Okay.
I mean, it's definitely like an older human name, but not super uncommon.
Okay, just wondering if it was an entity that I could have known about.
I imagine if you're passing through, you're probably hoping to get to the door sooner rather than later. You're welcome to stay as long as you like, of course. But when you're ready to go, I can pack up some tea and some scones for you.
I wouldn't say no. He was. Is anyone else curious about their future, or would you rather let it for surprise?
I prefer to be surprised.
It's a good answer.
I mean, it's often wiser.
Surprises make everything better.
Besides, if you allegedly know how it's going to go, it's probably not going to go that way because you might try to do something to prevent it. Not just that. So.
That's very true. And if it wasn't for surprises, you wouldn't have things like birthdays and holidays and stuff. So,
Well, the
Speaking of
birthdays will be there.
well, the birthday's not a surprise, but when people buy you presents,
That's a thing.
Yeah, some people do that.
In some cultures.
Were the fiddles gift?
Some of them are gifts. Some of them I made. Some of them I found.
You, if you pardon me, but you look like you have a love for the fiddles.
I do. Would you like to hear me play?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Well, pick one.
Can I make a little check to see which is the very best one?
Let's call that a performance roll. Yes, absolutely. You can go like that one. So
Just trying to impress her.
So she takes it down and she does start to play. At first it's like a very simple song, but it kind of like you can tell like she probably maybe hasn't played for a little bit, but once she kind of gets her confidence back, she is an exceptional fiddle player. And Okatai and Trestius and Caldi, you guys can all sense magic as she plays.
Wow.
Is it going through the crown, or is she far enough away?
Sorry?
Oh, sorry, I gotta lean forward with this mic. Does the crown not stop it, or is she far enough away from it?
The crown does not stop it.
Interesting.
I listens to the music and try to focus on whatever magic is going on.
And it seems to be basically like the song she's playing is kind of like the best way that you could put it is like a tragic ballad sort of thing. And you can feel yourselves kind of feeling the emotion that she's playing. But it's not a magical compulsion. It's just because she is that good. She can make you basically feel the emotions that she wants through her playing. But for Trestius, it would not be hard at all for her to completely control your emotions through her playing with magic.
I mean, that's fair. I can do that too.
But yeah, she plays for like 3 or 4 minutes, kind of like finishes up the song. You can tell like as she's playing, she's feeling the emotion as well.
That's interesting magic.
Thank you. I haven't played in quite some time. But
So it's beautiful. Maybe I should learn to play an instrument at some point.
I think everybody should learn how to play an instrument. Everybody should know how to play an instrument. Everybody should know how to bake bread. Everybody should know that magic is inherently dangerous and you don't mess around with it.
I mean, that's life skills.
And when she says that last part, she'll specifically look at Ryzen and give him like a big wink.
Because with great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly.
I mean, one day Rizen's dance will be magic. And that's a big, big responsibility.
It's already magic. It puts smiles on people's faces.
Exactly. That's a great kind of magic. The world could use with more smiles.
I know Desi has trouble hiding it, but I can tell that she smiles on the inside.
Yeah, because that's what I'm known for. Mm-hmm.
Right, sit on the inside.
That's true, you did. Desi
I'm
will.
grateful. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Desi will reluctantly, sort of nudge her empty teacup toward our host.
She'll take it and she'll like look at it. She'll give Caldy the violin to fiddle to put back up. She's like, if you don't mind.
No problem.
Can he reach?
Just so watch you put it in the bag.
Replace it with a clever forgery.
She kind of looks at him. She's like, I see 7 blue orbs surrounded by a pool of gold. Huh. That one's a lot less distinct than the other 2.
7 blue orbs surrounded by what?
A pool of
Pool
gold.
of gold.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you sound like you know what that means. That's
Seven what?
that is excellent.
It's not the clashing of swords and grinding of metal. So hey, that's a plus, right?
Sorry, what was that again? 7 orbs?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Surrounded by a pool of gold. Although that's... Anyway.
I mean, I could see it.
Yeah, right? I'm just... That's not what I expected. I figured it would be the clanging of metal and then darkness. But...
So you're saying that this was a surprise?
Yes.
Well, happy
Today is
birthday.
not my birthday. I mean, it might as well be. Sure. Let's... I don't know when it is. Let's call today my birthday.
Well, there you go. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Well, damn, I need to find you a gift now.
No, you really don't.
I mean,
that
Tristan
makes
is giving you
it's-
a beautiful hat.
Well,
7.
I've given the gift of dance, so I'm...
I was already given tea, and that's more than I've ever gotten for a birthday before, so yeah, I'm good.
Excellent. But yes, she will let you guys hang out for as long as you like.
What were you saying, trustees?
Simply asking how old you were.
If we're going to count today as my birthday, I would be 25.
You don't look a day over 102.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
I will. Mm-hmm. Knowing what I know about you, that's fine. I can take that the way it was intended, I think.
Well, I'm grateful for your hospitality, Astrid. We'll probably be coming back this way once we found the dwarf. So we might stop to say hello again when we are back.
Certainly.
And what was the name of your alchemist friend?
Zora.
Zora. I think it would be wise for us to have a little chat with her if she will have us before we leave. Maybe she can help us with the disease. And maybe she can help me with poison. It's not the most... It's a bit distasteful to talk about poison, but it's for a demon.
Like I said, Zora probably knows much more. I mean, Emily knows a lot about demons and undead and stuff, but Zora knows about poisons.
Is Emily around here too?
Emmeline's got a tower. You can probably see it from Zora's hut.
Okay.
Oh. Are there rivers at the base of it?
No.
The tower?
No.
Okay. Just wondering, because there's a tower not horribly far from here that was kind of built where some rivers come together.
Oh, the one on
the ice one.
Oh, on the other side of the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's not Emmeline. I don't know who that is.
Good. No one good. And she's not there now.
Oh.
Yeah, there's the tower.
Oh, well, if she wasn't
Fair.
good and the tower wasn't good, then it's a good thing it's not there anymore.
Kind
We'll see about that. I mean, surprise. I was hoping at some point to find teaching on divination and farsight. So maybe we could know our whereabouts.
Yeah, I don't know how to teach those things.
Yeah, I understand that your magic and mine are not exactly the same. So sadly, I could not teach you either. Would have been glad to exchange knowledge with you, but I'm very glad we can exchange tea in the meantime.
I'm happy for the company.
We'll have to be on our way, but I'll make sure to stop and say hi when we come back.
Oh, certainly. I'll be here.
While I'm up in the air, would you mind if I just sent one of my bird home?
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna take a bit of time to write a message home to Kogan.
Okay.
To warn him about the blue flame, that they might be coming towards home. Might miss it, but just to be aware. And if they come to our door, mention that we've spoke with the Empress and we're supposed to carry on a task for her. So try to play that so that they leave us alone.
Okay.
And I'm gonna send one of my birds home.
Right.
I cannot see the map right now, but would if I send the bird home, if he fly back home, would he avoid the orc army right now?
Probably.
I don't want him to just get shot.
Probably. He would probably avoid the orcs.
Okay, I'm gonna try that. Hopefully it's get there.
Okay.
That's why I got some birds.
Anya, and Astrid will pack up some tea and some scones for you. She has a very lovely, like, boysenberry jam. She packs up as well.
Jam. Nice. Happy birthday to me.
Boysenberry or poisonberry?
Boysenberry with a B.
Wrong sister. The other sister would give us boysenberry. Here's some jam. Don't eat it.
It's the jam you put on your sword.
It's the jam you feed to the enemies you want to go away. Uninvited guests.
I'm trying to picture that. You have to
Boysenberry
put jam on your sword. Put jam on your sword and then stab somebody in the mouth with it or something.
I mean, remember the demon bark wood? It was pretty much jam, and I'm pretty much thinking about putting it on the sword.
Yeah, kinda. What's he smearing all over that harpoon? Don't ask. Just don't.
Jam.
It's attracting bees and all kinds of flies and stuff.
Oh man.
And you guys can make your way back down to the forest floor.
And if that's alright with everybody, I'll think I try to follow the direction to get to Zora's place.
Sure.
Maybe she can help us with disease and poison.
Worth a try.
And in the words,
Couldn't hurt.
I heard about some recipe she's supposed to be able to make that even me or Resin have never heard of. So, any help we can get, eh? So I'll walk us a mile in that direction.
Perfect. Yeah, it's not hard to find Zora's place through the forest. I mean, you guys are used to traveling like vast distances. Traveling a mile is like, oh, I guess we're here already.
We're like only halfway through a conversation. What the
Sorry,
hell?
is Zora one of the sisters? Oh yeah, Zora.
Yeah.
And yeah,
There's the,
Zora's place is like a little wooden hut, kind of raised off the ground, in the middle of this small pond. There's smoke coming from the chimney that changes color every couple minutes. And then there's a ladder that goes kind of from the front door down to the water level, the top of the pond, where there's a boat tied up.
Hey, is the hut on chicken legs?
It is not.
That's what I was wondering.
It is not.
That's why we need to explore that island. Every time we do, looks what we found.
I've already used Baba Yaga in a game, so.
A game, but you run so many. What's to say she can't appear in this game?
There's
Right.
a 1-year moratorium between each Baba Yaga appearance,
It's
or else
not a game I
the
played.
copyright fee are unimaginable if we do it more often. You gotta pay her the house eggs.
So little pond. The pond's probably like 30, 40 feet across. And then the hut in the middle of it. A moored up boat.
Hello.
Oh, and from here you can actually clearly see a tower. Probably a couple of miles off, but you can see the top of it over the canopy of the trees.
And which sister was in the tower?
Emily.
Thank you.
The one who knew more about the dead.
Yes. The next stop on our Weird Sisters tour.
I mean, might as well.
If they're all living in the neighborhood.
I imagine I'm going to go and knock.
You're just gonna swim over, are you?
Oh, the pond is that big?
It's wadeable. It's probably up to your chest.
Oh, I was thinking about walking around it, but does the pond do the emote around the heads?
Yeah, the hut is kind of in the center of the
It's on
pond.
little stilts, wasn't it?
Oh,
It is on
Yeah.
little
nice.
stilts.
Right.
Oh, I get it now. Sorry, I didn't visualize it correctly.
We could just call over.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Just call over.
Well, hello there.
How you doing?
Oh, good God.
Cody's trying to put the moves on the hut. Or the
I'm going to
boat.
stand over there with Trustius. You guys do whatever you want. I will stay back here.
And just as on a quick glance around for Okatai and Ryzen, a fair number of the aquatic plants and stuff that are growing in this pond are either usable in poisons or usable in like alchemical preparations. It's like a little like kind of like aquatic alchemy garden.
Botanical
Nice.
garden. And as you yell out, you see like the door opens. This very young-looking human blonde female, hair kind of in a messy braid, hands stained, probably about a third of the way up her forearm with like berry juice. She kind of like looks out, just like, not interested.
Astrid told us that you might be able to assist us. Maybe we could be of service.
And even at this distance, you can see her like roll her eyes. Like, fine. She like climbs down the little ladder, gets in the little rowboat, rows it across to the shore. What sort of problem do you have? Which one of you is dying, or which one of you wants to die somebody else?
Huh. You have lots of very interesting clients, I see.
People come to see me if they need something fixed or they need somebody dead.
I mean, I get it.
I like her already. Direct and to the point.
Oh.
It's
Me
gotta
and my
be
friend Risen have started working on alchemy on our side.
Yeah, you didn't answer my
Oh.
question.
Well-
I would like to be well.
There you go.
And so would Trustius.
What's wrong with you?
They were touched by a blood demon.
Okay.
Yeah, that.
Excellent.
Demon fever, demon red disease, something. We've been working on trying to keep it
Yeah,
at least
I
in
don't know
remission.
what it is.
Crimson fever.
Sure.
Feels like your blood is burning. You see everything in tinges of red. Occasionally you feel like lapping up blood that you see spilled.
No. I mean, you were doing okay right up until that last bit.
Okay, it means the disease hasn't progressed very far. So either...
Yeah, Okatai's been making up something.
Oh yeah,
It's been keeping it.
we've used
A very
bark.
yummy tea.
Okay,
It's because you weren't drinking it.
didn't ask.
It's so gross.
Yeah, we've used the tree from the bark from the pine that grows on the volcano to keep the disease from growing up.
Again, I didn't ask. Get in the boat.
Okay.
I like her too.
Tough shit, she's mine. I'm getting in the boat, not you. Go on, Trustius.
Okay.
Very nice.
And you guys noticed the whole time that she was talking to you, she rarely blinked.
She has so
Not
much
creepy
coffee
at
in her
all.
system that she cannot blink anymore.
I tried that herb once. It wears off for 12 hours.
Jesus.
Right. And there is enough space in the boat for all of you. I mean, it's a little bit kind of lopsided
it.
with Okatai, but
I get in.
I try to
Because
keep
how
the boat
cute is she
balanced.
compared to
she is very tall and she has like very like angular features.
Bet she doesn't look a day over 100.
True. And yeah, she will row you across to her little hut. Show you inside. So inside the hut, there's like, again, it's like a single room. It's almost entirely filled with cauldrons and like alchemists' materials and bubbling potions and half-finished things and like scraps of recipes like scattered here and there and herbs and dried animal parts and all of that sort of stuff. About half of the cauldrons are being stirred by like self-stirring ladles.
That's either cool or creepy.
I'll choose to find that cool.
And other than that, about the only thing in here that isn't like covered with alchemy stuff, there's like a small little area at the table where she probably like eats. There's a glass fronted cabinet with some vials in it. The vials are all labeled. Like one says snow owl, one says black goat, one says serpent, one says fly. It's like, so, heads haven't exploded, so it hasn't progressed to the fatal stage. She kind of like very roughly examines both Trustius and Desi. She doesn't ask permission or anything. She just like kind of like grabs Trustius and like starts like scanning for like anything where she might see like the red veins or anything. Like not at all gentle.
He'll endure that.
Isn't it a bad idea for you to be touching us?
Not if you're not contagious.
Okay, that's... Yeah, didn't really think about that.
Oh, if I thought you were contagious as you mentioned Crimson Fever, I would have like burned you to death on the shore there, so...
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely fix this.
Thank you.
It's gonna take me a little bit of time to get the potions brewed. What have you offered in payment?
We're going to kill Jakuz.
Jam?
I mean, I can offer gold, but it might feel a bit rude. Is there anything of interest to you?
Oh, gold is never rude.
Good. And money is an option.
Right. I don't care if he killed Jakuz or not. Not really
Well,
any of
that.
not any of my concern. He doesn't bother me or my sister, so I don't bother him. We have an agreement.
That's fair.
Oh?
Don't start none, won't be none.
Talking about like not going into his business, would you be up to teaching me how to turn this into a poison that could kill a demon, hypothetically?
No.
Could you turn it into a poison?
We don't fuck with him, he doesn't fuck with us.
So that would breach your deal. That's what I'm curious about.
I don't know
That
if
was
it would
too
or
much to
not.
ask.
I'm concerned he would think it would.
Ah, that's fair. Yeah. Any advice on making poison to kill things that are not human? Like dragons? My last attempt didn't work well.
Generally speaking, if you want to kill a dragon with a poison, you're going to want to incorporate some sort of dragon blood in the poison.
Ah.
Something to give it a little bit of oomph.
We do have a bit of blood of the last dragon we killed left.
There you go. Try mixing that in. I mean, dragons don't exactly function like people.
Yeah. That's what I figured. Does the fact that one of us is infected by that blood thing indicate that we're having trouble with Jakuz, or did the information got to you on other ways?
Oh no, there's plenty of demons that can inflict crimson fever upon somebody.
So the rumor that we have a tussle with Jakuz just got to you. That's great.
What you guys do is up to you. I am not getting involved.
Oh no, I'm
What?
not asking you to.
Would you like as payment?
Gold works.
Okay.
I mean, just because I live out here in the middle of the woods and do strange magic doesn't mean I'm going to ask for your firstborn.
I don't plan to have one.
Good for you.
No.
Kids are nothing but trouble.
I was.
Depending on if you have people to trade gold with or not. Sometimes people want ingredients or stuff. So.
Unlike my
But if you have
sisters,
people to trade-
unlike my sisters, I actually go to where people are. I don't like it, but I do.
Sounds
Yeah.
exhausting.
It's where stuff is.
It's where stuff
Yeah.
is. I can gather most of what I need locally, but sometimes I need to deal with people.
I can sense from talking to you that your time is precious. I still would like to get better at alchemy.
Pay attention while I fix up your friends.
That's good.
I mean, the only reason I'm doing this in the first place is because you said Astrid sent you. She wouldn't send you if she didn't think you were good people.
Well, she was very friendly.
She is. She's probably the friendliest out of all of us.
Clearly.
She seemed to think so.
She likes you.
Well, we get along. I watch out for my little sister. She keeps the riffraff away.
It's not a
You're
bad
you're very honest and straight to the point. I like that.
Life's too short to beat around the bush. And the whole time she's talking, she's like grabbing various assorted ingredients off the shelves and potion bottles and everything.
If any of
Because
that
he's
stuff
just
is,
watching her the entire time.
I was going to say, if any of this stuff is very obvious on what it is, I'll make a mental note or write it down. And if it's not obvious, I will ask what the ingredient is.
Perfect. Yeah, and she will gladly tell you, like, in very like short, like, she doesn't tell you like, oh, I picked this up. She's like, no, this is like Eye of Newt. This is, she tells you exactly what everything is, but she doesn't elaborate as to where it comes from or anything of that nature.
That's fine.
Oh, we're taking notes.
And she doesn't repeat herself. She expects you guys to keep up.
Is there any books in that place?
There are scraps of paper written down here and there, but no books.
Okay. She doesn't have time to teach me anything, but a reference book would have been nice.
And it does take her the better part of the afternoon to kind of get things together. But by the time it's done, she has like this very thick, like dark blue viscous liquid that she divides into two vials.
Well, no blessing of the god necessary.
Don't believe in them.
Yeah, some people told us that the only way to make a cure that would be permanent was to find some temple that doesn't exist on this island to get it blessed by the god or something.
Those sound like people on the god's payroll.
I thought I was going to have to start a church.
Is this something you drink or do you put it on like an ointment?
No, you drink it.
Any special time or dose or...
Before your head explodes from the fever.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Depending
All
on
at
how,
once? Or...
Depending on how you feel about tentacles, you may want to drink it before your arm mutates.
What?
Trust is
Now? Is now good?
Yeah, now seems good.
It doesn't have to be like drunk at night or
No.
mixed with water or now is good then.
I'm gonna describe to her the Inquisitor kind of guy that was corrupted by like more tentacles and eyes and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's advanced stage Crimson Fever.
Oh, that's Crimson Fever. Yeah, I was not sure.
What?
Yeah, it's partially disease, partially demonic corruption.
You remember the Inquisitor we fought near Ite?
Oh!
They had
Oh,
the blood
yeah.
flame too.
Yeah, drinking it now. Now sounds good.
Yeah. Same with the people from the city and the north. They had tentacles and eyes that blaze they should not.
Yeah.
And wings.
I mean, Emmeline knows way more about that sort of stuff than I do, but this'll fix you right up.
Thank you. Desi'll drink it like she's afraid of growing tentacles.
What's your relation with Emily?
She's my slightly older sister.
Might want to wash that down on some food, like put it on like a jam or something. I don't know, unless that ruins it.
Not a bad idea. How it gets in your
Otherwise,
body?
you're just trying to swallow basically something like a syrup.
I mean, how it gets into your body, I really don't care. I'd suggest not diluting it, but. And yeah, as this thick blue liquid makes its way, you can feel it like coating, like down your esophagus, down, like you literally feel it coating, like your stomach, and everything. It's a very uncomfortable feeling. And then that kind of like for a minute you feel really, really full. And then it kind of slowly deflates, and as it does, both of you feel markedly better, and you can remove the penalties from your Crimson Fever.
Oh, it's like
That was I wouldn't know, thankfully. That was the empathy, right?
That was the empathy penalty, and also like the reddish veins that you had showing and stuff have all like fade back to normal.
Okay, that felt really gross for a second, but better than a sword to the gut. So, yeah.
How did that taste compared to the tea?
Which tea? The tea
tea
from
was
like
better.
an hour ago was much better.
No.
But
No,
not
the-
as healing, obviously.
It was like a makeshift,
Oh!
temporary.
This was much better, actually. Even though the weird feeling was weird. But again, better than a sword in the gut. So, hey. You know.
Yeah, most things are.
Not the worst thing I've experienced.
So I think there was mention of gold.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How much?
Since Astrid sent you, say 3 gold.
That's good. Here you go.
Thank you.
Any chance I might interest you in giving me some advice on making poison for demon?
Yeah, she'll kind of look outside. It depends. Do you have a camping plan? I mean, the wolves are pretty bad in the woods.
Well, since we've spent quite a bit of time, we should be camping. So
We're used to dealing with wildlife.
Not like these, you're not.
Have you any
Are they?
advice and suggestion on where we would be better off?
Probably. You can probably stay with Astrid overnight. I'm not much of an overnight guest person.
I understand that. Considering the time, I might take her up on her invitation. But if I show up tomorrow, would you be interested in trading for such teaching?
It depends what you have to trade, but I'll be open to the suggestion.
Sounds fair. I'm carrying some different ingredient that we've been gathering around, and I can always pay you.
Excellent.
Do you want us to deliver any messages when we go?
Tell her I'll see her for supper tomorrow night.
Stop sending strangers to your house.
If you'd be so kind.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Sorry.
so I'll see you in the morning. I don't think I'm looking outside. Like, I don't think we have time to talk about this tonight.
I don't suggest strangers stay in the woods when it's dark.
Fair.
Good to know.
And Trustius can give me an insight roll.
Insight. I am not very good at this.
Nope.
Still nope.
Right. So Trustius and Caldi and Okatai. The little hairs on the back of your neck start to stand up ever so slightly. Like all three of you, since all three of you are in some way, shape, or form attuned to magical energies. There's like this like low grade magical current that kind of like just started and is starting to rise. Basically, like if you picture it as the volume knob, it's currently at 1, but it's very slowly being turned up.
Does she seem to notice it?
Not that you noticed.
Is there something happening, or is it just me?
Just you.
Somebody's turned the oven on.
Nighttime is coming.
Yeah, I think we should better hurry to Astrid's place.
It is getting late.
Thank you for your assistance.
Thank you for your gold.
Always glad to make a honorable arrangement.
And she will.
I think we should.
Yeah, she will. When you guys are ready, she will basically row you back to shore.
I think we should hurry to Astrid's place.
Mm-hmm. Nice jog.
Yeah. We can throw Calvi to each other. Just pass it around.
So, as you guys make your way back to Astrid's place, I mean, it's summertime, so it's still light in evening, but the sun is setting and you are in a forest. So, as it starts to get a little bit darker, still plenty of light for you guys to see, but noticeably it is getting later. You can hear howls in the distance that sound like very, very large wolves. And I'll get somebody to give me a scouting roll.
I'll
Just
do it.
time.
counting is 4 right now.
So yeah, as you're moving, Caldy, since you are by nature a somewhat nervous individual, you're kind of looking around, and you can swear that you see hands popping up from the ground in the darkness, like in the shadows of the trees. Like as the sun starts to set and the shadows get longer, you can see like hands bursting forth from the ground in the shadows of the trees. Dozens of them, possibly even hundreds of them.
Zombies, time to go. They're rising from the graves. They're rising from the ground. Time to go. Can't stay.
What? Yep, picking Caldy up and running.
And Tresius, as Caldy says this, and you look, that's more undead than you've ever seen animated at one time in your life.
That sounds like a tomorrow problem.
That does sound like a tomorrow problem. And more importantly, it sounds like a next session problem.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as the undead kind of pull themselves up out of their shallow graves throughout the forest, we will call it there.
Those are definitely not wolves that we have seen before.
I will resist the urge to try to ride a giant wolf.
Giant undead wolf.
Right, so XP. Did you participate in the game session? Yes. Travel through at least one hex? Yes.
Finally.
Discover a new adventure site? Yes.
Yay.
Defeat one or more monsters? I'll give that to you for the demons.
The crown was a really good idea.
Yeah. Did you find a treasure, 1 gold or more? I'm going to say yes, because you secured the 2 gems that you needed.
Oh, I was going to say the friends we made along the way.
I was thinking of the antidote.
Get out of my head!
Yeah, or my birthday jam. Yeah.
The antidote was worth 3 gold.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was going to say those potions, the concoctions.
These guys are talking about concoctions when we got an Infinity Stones in there.
Did you build a function? No. Activate Pride? No. Dark Secret? No. Risk your life? Not yet. Any extraordinary actions?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think so.
I tried really hard to put myself into trouble with my dark secret with the blue flame, but I didn't manage to speak with the Emperor.
Oh, that's why you were doing that. I'm like, why is he beating his horse?
I mean, the blue flame killed me before it. I'm pretty sure it has a link with my past, so I was trying to get deeper into that, but I didn't manage to speak with him, so didn't go to the dark secret part.
Yeah, the Emperor is a figurehead.
I did not make a single roll tonight.
Oh, look at you, Desi. 1, 2, 3. So that sounds
better
like
for everyone.
Sounds like 5 XP.
Yeah.
That's a lot for this game.
Right?
It
Like
is.
we hit the majority of the categories tonight.
Like it's
I
not
have 15
uncommon to get
experience.
like 3, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
3 is pretty
technically,
typical.
technically the
That's a good
walls should
thing.
be finished at home right now, but we didn't come back home to witness the walls.
Yeah.
So we could almost get them all.
Yeah, as long as a ravaging orc army didn't get there, or
Yeah, that's why I sent the message.
yeah.
Stay
that's
behind the
probably-
wall. You built
Very
a
good
brand new
idea.
wall. Stay behind the wall.
Alrighty. So yeah, we'll see everybody next week for our first game of 2024.
Oh, God.
All right.
Have a good night, everybody.
Have a good
One.
night.
Happy New Year,
Happy
everybody.
New Year.
Happy New Year's, everybody, and we'll see everybody in the new year.
Yeah.
All right, take care.
Have a good night, y'all.
Happy